And we're going to have a policy that says that everyone who comes here has to come through the front door and do it legal. And if you're here illegally, you've got to go back to your country, get in the back of the line, and work your way through, not because we are mad at you, but because we want to make sure that anyone living in this country ought to be here, that anyone living in this country has his head up, not down, lives in the light, not the darkness, and doesn't look around and get scared every time he sees a police car. Folks, we ought to have the kind of rule of law that we all abide by, and the sight of a police car is not something we fear, it's something we welcome, and that happens when we're abiding by the law. And everybody in our borders ought to be doing that, and it's a matter of saying we are grateful to God we live in a country that people are trying to break into, not break out of. But we're not going to let people break into it anymore. You're going to have to come through only through the front door, but you're at least going to have to tell us who you are, why you're here, and what you're going to do. And that's not being unkind. That's for everybody's benefit. And by the way, half of the people who are here illegally got in here legally. A lot of folks don't know this. Half of the illegals in this country are not people that slipped across the border. They came right through, and the government stamped their work permit, stamped their visa, and said, come on in. What happened was they stayed past the date of their visa. And you know what our government did? Nothing. Every one of the 19 hijackers on September 11th came to this country legally with a legal visa stamped by our government. But then, among the 19, they had 63 different forms of fake ID, and they overextended their stay. Then they became illegal, and our government never asked them to check in and never went looking for them. Now, here's what doesn't make sense to me. The government says, we don't know where these people are. We don't know how to look for them. I got a suggestion. I order stuff from Amazon.com, books and music and stuff. Some of you do. I order enough stuff, I got the one-click deal now. It's kind of dangerous. You just click it and it's ordered. Credit card information's already there. And here's what I know. When I order something from Amazon.com and I click that, as soon as I get the order placed, they can tell me within 50 feet exactly where that item is. They can tell me if it's left the warehouse, if it's on the truck to the airport. They can tell me if it's on the plane. They can tell me if it's at the distribution center, and when it's on the truck to my house, and when it's at my doorstep. And whether it's sent UPS or FedEx, I can know exactly where that book or where that compact disc may be. Now think about this. If UPS and FedEx can tell me exactly where a $10 book is, if our government, with all of its resources, cannot tell us where folks are that they let in the door, then let's just outsource the whole thing to FedEx and let them find those folks and make sure they don't stay past their welcome. We can fix this. And the next president has to be committed to doing it. And I am.